I can honestly tell you that this year was not exactly my best year. I had a few issues, some setbacks. It was by all means not my best year ever. But this is around the time of Thanksgiving here in the United States. It is towards the end of the year, and I normally get very reflective, you know, around November, December, towards the final stretch of the year. And of course, this year is not the exception. Today I wanted to talk to you about appreciation, about being thankful for the things that you have and for the experiences that you faced throughout the entire year. I know this video can be watched, pretty much anywhere in the world, but in the US, we have around the final days of November something that we celebrate that is called Thanksgiving. We have Thanksgiving Day. Usually, we sit around the table and have a large meal, and we interact, with family and friends. And it is a very special time of the year. I know in some other countries, Christmas is probably the biggest celebration in the Western world, at least. But here in the US, Thanksgiving is a very important holiday. So for us, who live here in the States, we have Thanksgiving, and literally within a month, we have Christmas and New Year's, or New Year's Eve and New Year's. But around this time, I get to take inventory of the experiences that I had throughout the year. And I have a tendency to get a little bit down, and sometimes, to be honest, I get to feel a little bit, sorry for myself, and this year again is no exception. But today, I want to challenge you with something that I was faced with that has to do with appreciation. It is very easy to be thankful for a blessing, for a promotion, for good things that happen to us. But, there are years and seasons in life when, things just do not go as planned. As a matter of fact, they go worse than what you could possibly have imagined that you were going to experience. So, looking back at the last 12 plus months, I experienced things that I had not experienced in my life in a very long time, and in some other aspects, things that I had never experienced. And in many aspects of my life, I suffered, setbacks and a couple of, disappointments and so on. So in a sense, I was thinking, I'm not really feeling this Thanksgiving, season, but I realize that we need to be able to be appreciative of the good and the bad things. It's very easy, to be thankful for, having abundance, for having blessings, for being able to move, forward and stuff. But what about when you have setbacks, when there's a failure? Perhaps you did not get the promotion that you were expecting this year. Perhaps a relationship ended. Perhaps you lost your job. Perhaps your health is failing you. There are so many things and so many bad things that can happen, in a matter of seconds, in a matter of, hours. Things can change in someone's life. But I am learning to be appreciative. So I want to tell you, I experienced a lot of things in the world of the emotional, and probably spiritual in a way. Some experiences that, almost broke me. Some experiences that I could have possibly described as, this was meant to destroy me. This was meant to really, if not destroy me, at least, push me, beyond my comfort zone, to push me to levels and limits that I did not know that I could face. So what I am doing at the moment, and what I have done, lately, is I'm using all of that as a fuel. I am using these experiences for my benefit and for the benefit of those around me, and now even for your benefit, my friend. I am thankful. I can tell you, I am very thankful for the crisis that I experienced in the past year or so. It was in another video, perhaps I can go into details and tell you exactly, where this is coming from. But one of the good things, and I thank God first and foremost for the experiences that I had throughout the past year. Thanks to those experiences, and almost as a therapy for myself, for my own sanity, I started to create content. I started to document, parts of my journey. And thanks to those experiences, I get to sit here and I get to speak into that camera. And I get to see virtually and go into people's lives, if only virtually, through the power of social media. And in this case, specifically my platform, YouTube. I am very thankful that I can use my experiences to bless someone else, to encourage someone else. So the things that have happened that almost destroyed me, that almost took away everything from me, are the same experiences that have propelled me, that have finally given me. For the longest time, I wanted to have some kind of a platform to communicate myself. I am blessed by other people on the internet, by other YouTubers, influencers, or whatever names you want to call them or label them as. But I also wanted to share. I have come across some content, and it has in some ways blessed me, but in other ways, it leaves me with a little taste of bitterness, a little bit of a taste of probably they are coming from a position of anger, from a position of negativity, and sometimes it comes across. So I decided to upload my own content and be able to share and be there for other people. In the process, I am blessing myself, I am helping myself, I am growing myself. But just like I wished that I had, a friend that could be there for me, that could counsel, that could give me advice, at times I did not have that go-to person. So I realized that there are many people that feel like that around the world. So I wanted to be a blessing. But perhaps before some of these bad experiences that I have lived, I could not really relate. For many, many years, I felt that I was admired and respected and honored, loved, welcomed, appreciated, and so on. But in more recent, seasons in my life, I have experienced things that I had not experienced before. Let's just put it like that. So I know that there are people that are going through situations like that. So the year is ending. Thanksgiving is just a few days away. Christmas is just around the corner as well. And perhaps you're feeling like there's nothing to be thankful for. Like you had a rough year. Perhaps you lost in the game. Perhaps you lost a relationship. Or perhaps you lost a job. And I'm not saying that I am happy that you lost your relationship or the job or that you're going through some kind of a crisis. But even in the midst of that, that can be a blessing in disguise. So that is exactly where I am coming from. So instead of, coming to you with bitterness and anger, I want to give you counsel and advice and just be there for you and with you. But I do not want to come across as someone who is resentful with life or someone who is hurt in life. Yes, it has hurt. Yes, it has damaged me. But I am in the process of healing. I am in a recovery process. And along the way, I am welcoming you. I am bringing you into my life. And you are allowing me to be in your life as well. And for that, I am very, very thankful. So I am here, with everything that I have lived, with everything that I have experienced, with the good and the bad and the ugly. And I can tell you, I am very, very thankful and appreciative. So I could have told you, this year was probably one of the worst years of my adult life, but I get to appreciate who I am and what I have, the people, the experiences, the life that God has allowed me to live. Even though this year, like I said, and I have said it quite a few times, but it is true, this was a rough year. But nonetheless, something good has happened. I am thankful for the many blessings, because some blessings at the moment, they were not blessings, or at least I did not see them as blessings. But reflecting on the year that is about to end, I can tell you I had every experience that I faced, every circumstance, every single day of my life in this past 12 months. Though they did not feel like that at the moment, I can tell you today, each day has been a blessing in my life. Some things were not exactly what I wanted. Some things were not exactly what I had asked for or expected in my life. But nonetheless, I am thankful. So I challenge you and I ask you, how thankful are you for this year that is ending? How appreciative are you of the many things that you have experienced, the good ones and the bad ones alike? So hopefully this video and this content can help you even in a small way, that it can make you see that there is and there are many blessings around you, even though you might not see them, even though you might not appreciate them at the moment. I can guarantee you that God is allowing things in your life for a reason, for a purpose. There is a purpose for the pain. There is a purpose for the bad seasons. So I know for a fact that if everything had remained, nice and beautiful in my life, I probably would not have what it takes, to relate to you. I would probably be preaching or advising or talking to you from a very different perspective. But I am humbled to tell you, I have experienced things that I wished that I had never experienced. But now that I have lived through it, now that I am passing and going through, getting to the other end, I can say, I am very, very appreciative of this year. So this is what I had to share with you today. And I hope that it really, really helps and that it becomes a blessing to you. So in the comments below, you can let me know, probably give me an example of something that now you can see as a blessing in disguise in your life for this year that is ending, or in recent times. And let's just be a little more thankful, a little more appreciative of everything. Let's not be too selective and only rejoice when there's good times or seasons of abundance, seasons of peace. seasons of greatness. Let's also be appreciative, and let's also be thankful for those dry seasons, for those times where there was no peace, when there was probably no money or no love, and so on. You know what you're going through. You know what's happening in your life. So I know that you can relate. So my friend, I will see you in the next video. And until then, be blessed.